Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your Rangers Review News Bulletin on this Friday afternoon, the 26th of September. I hope you're all well as can be after another Rangers debacle at Ibrox last night, losing their Europa League opener to Belgian side Genk by a 0-0. Lots of fallout, as you can expect from that game. So we're going to shift through some of the post-match comments. First of all, Tello Asgard was speaking afterwards. He spoke to Blair and other members of the press in the Ibrox concourse last night. And on the game, the midfielder said, yeah, hugely disappointed. We really wanted to carry on the momentum from the last game. So the general feeling is really disappointed, and we'll have to review and pick ourselves up. It's always hard when you go down to 10. We still try to take the ball, and we created some good chances, which we could have been a bit more clinical. But again, it's always tough. But I think when we went down to 10 men, we still pushed. We had a few chances towards the end, but it just feels like a missed opportunity with the 10 men. It's hard to say that the performance was a big drop-off. I think we had some good periods before that. I felt like it was quite an even game. They had some of the ball. We had some decent opportunities as well. So it's tough to say after that. But I mean, no one's happy with the result. We are all hugely disappointed. Turning their attention now to Livingston and moving on to that game and the fan reaction. Of course, very angry scenes at Ibrox last night. He says that we've just got to try and focus on what we've been working on the training pitch. Obviously, with the situation with the fans, that's understandable, but we've got to try and not feel the pressure and keep to our principles. And like I said before, we created some decent chances with 10 men. It's disappointing. We're desperate to bounce back straight away. Like I said before, we're desperate to do that last night and back up the result on the weekend. And we look forward to Sunday now. I'm never going to back down from a challenge. This is a big challenge, and I'm not going to back down. We're just trying to stick to our principles. We want the crowd to go out there and see a team that they really believe in. Everyone is desperate to do that, so we've just got to pick ourselves up after last night. The issue is the fans don't believe in the team just now. And I think they're just a bit sick and tired of the players coming out and saying things like this. No, not to discredit Tello Asgard, he fronted up, but yeah, that's... They want to see actions as opposed to words, unfortunately, and we're not seeing that at the moment on the park. Just on Tello's performance, I think the Rangers fans need to see more from him. I don't think he's justified the hefty price tag that Rangers paid Luton for his services in the summer as yet. I'm expecting a lot more. Am I expecting a lot more? I have said on numerous shows. They've plucked this boy from the lower end of the Championship in League One, where he's predominantly played his football. It's a big jump to then star for Rangers week in, week out. I think there is potential there. Whether he can really start to impose himself more on the games is another matter. But again, I think it's all bears down to the tactical side of things and Russell Martin's instructions towards the players. The whole thing is, yeah, there's so many problems all over the place at this moment in time. Moving on from that, and Ali McCoist was pretty scathing in his assessment of the game last night. He was on TNT Sports during his co-commentary role. And he says Rangers' Russell Martin's in big trouble after last night's defeat. And on the supporters and their reaction, he says they're totally justified in their disappointment at what they're seeing. It clearly hasn't been good enough. You can point to the red card, but it goes deeper than that. The level of performance hasn't been good enough. Coming into the stadium tonight, you could have blown me away. It was nothing like the normal atmosphere of any game. Never mind a European game at Ibrox. There was apathy. There was no life about the place or on or off the pitch, which is really concerning. The manager is in trouble. He's in big trouble. Something has to change dramatically. And on the current evidence, sadly, I can't see it happening. So, yeah, that's what Ali had to say. I can't disagree with any of that. He also questioned the recruitment on his commentary last night. And again, we touched on it on the show this morning when I was on with Chris. Some of the signings are certainly suspect at this point in time. You're thinking, really? And the money that's been spent. So, yeah, questions certainly deserve to be asked of that and whether Rangers have recruited well enough. Moving on, and interestingly, Russell Martin's, dismal start as Rangers head coach has been picked up by the American TV channel CBS Sports. They've got a European football show, and former Premier League midfielder. Do you remember Nigel Rio-Coker? He said it's only a matter of time before Martin is removed from his position at Ibrox. Speaking as a pundit on that show, he says, I don't see any more road left for him. He's hanging on by a thread. A club of Rangers stature should not be getting beat by Genk tonight. Yes, they did play with 10 men. They showed a bit more fight and character towards the second half, trying to get back into it. But they should have done that from the start, and we didn't see it. Genk actually had the better chances when it was all square at 11 versus 11 in the game. It's hard to take any positivity from this game from a Rangers perspective. I think he's hanging on by a thread. One of the other pundits, Charlie Davis, also weighed in. He says it's almost as if they got better with 10 men because they had to play with that intensity and it was for the fans. You can tell there's no identity with this squad. There's not a good philosophy with this squad. If there's ever a moment to move on from a manager at such an early tenure, it's now. And fellow pundit Nico Cantor said, we talked about it pre-game, how an administration that backs you regardless of the adverse results, you're going to get the time to do what you want. But you can't see any forward progress. You can't see any idea coming together despite the man at disadvantage. So all the signs seem to be pointing towards Rangers needing to move on from Russell Martin. From an ownership perspective at Rangers, it's such a dose of humility to admit, hey, we got it wrong. If Bayer Leverkusen, one of the biggest teams in Germany, can do that after 2 match days, saying, hey, we got it wrong with Erik ten Hag, they were the first ones to admit that the situation was dire and they had to move on. I wonder the timeline of Rangers. We were talking about it off air, Nige, since they've gone into administration. This feels like the lowest point since. And Davis chirped back in. It's the worst start in the club's history. It doesn't get worse than this. So interesting stuff on CBS. American pundits weighing in on Russell Martin. I don't see any way back for him, I've got to admit. And I think it's certainly only a matter of time before Rangers pull the trigger on his tenure. We'll round up with this. The Genk boss, Thorsten Fink, was certainly happy after seeing his team win the game. And he's revealed that he gave the Genk match winner a half-time pep talk to go on, and when he missed a barrel of chances, he said at half-time I spoke to him, said when you shoot, stay calm, I know if you're quality you'll score. The best sportsmen in the world, like tennis players for instance, only think about the bad ball they played in the last point for 5 seconds and they focus on the next point. So I told him to focus on the next situation. He did it and he was very happy that he scored, especially for him because it was in Scotland. It was a special situation for him. He also spoke about simply the best being played at Ibrox, and he says it's had a lasting impression on him. He says, I was happy to see the crowd today and the fans in the stadium. I was here in 1999. I didn't play, but I was on the bench. Rangers drew 1-1 with Bayern Munich. They played a very good game against us. I've been a coach for a long time, but it was my first time coming here as a coach, so it was a nice victory for me. There's always a good atmosphere here. They supported their team from what I saw when I was here with Bayern Munich. There were more fans, 52,000 I think. I was impressed with the Simply the Best song. I will never forget it in my life. The memory will stay with me to my funeral. They are special, special fans, and the atmosphere in 1999 I will never forget. Today the fans were good as well. Rangers are a good team and they must believe in this. I was only happy to be here. So nice words from Thorsten Fink. I remember that game in 99. I'm still not over that deflected free kick right at the death that salvaged a point for Bayern. Rangers really should have won that game comfortably at Ibrox and in Munich in the reverse fixture as well. Right, that will do us there. Just a heads up, folks, that Chris and Stevie will be on tomorrow morning for the latest episode of their show, The Talking Point. So if you're looking for your Rangers fix, I do not blame you if you are not, but if you want to watch that show, that will be with you tomorrow morning, and then we'll have all your usual coverage from Almond Vale on Sunday. Right, enjoy your Friday, whatever you're up to, and we'll speak again soon. Bye for now.